NBC Sports in Darlington, South Carolina, bringing you live the 54th running of the Mountain Dew Southern 500. It has been a crash-filled affair to this point. And some pit stops just completed. Tony Stewart not even having completed his yet. He's been in and out a couple of times doing some work on his car. Get a follow-up report on what's up with there with the defending Winston Cup champion. And Matt Kenseth, the current championship leader, lost some ground on his pit stop just a minute ago.
Well, you know, this year the last couple of years we've bragged about their pit crew and just how great they've been, almost how flawless they've been. This time, not quite so flawless. Watch as the 17 car comes in and watch the right front tire. Okay, they bring it off, they roll it, but the guy's not able to pick it up. The tire carrier has to try to move it. The jack man has to try to kick it out of the way. All that is about 2 seconds, and then you're going to lose 2 or 3 spots when that happens.
So Matt Kenseth off pit road in 8th position for the restart. And you see the right side damage to his car. Just joining us, he scuffed the wall leading in turn 1 at lap number 108. Jeff Burton back on pit road. What's up, Marty?
Second stop for Jeff Burton. Why, Paul Andrews? Well, we were a little leery of what happened on the left front. We had all the duck nuts on, but he wasn't sure how many got tight just because of, Jackman dropped it a little soon, and it just wasn't worth taking a gamble. We didn't want to come in with loose lug nuts on the left front later on. Everything was there, but just they didn't draw up like we'd like to have.
The car has been excellent. They can come to the back to the front. They've already done it once. Matt?
And we've caught up with Jeff Gordon in the garage. Jeff, we heard you say on the radio about 20 laps ago you felt like maybe something was wrong with the car?
Well, I mean, yeah, something's bad wrong. I mean, we're very frustrated right now, with the way things are going, but we're having a frustrating day. The car wasn't working well, but, hey, Casey Mears is a good friend of mine, but he needs a spotter. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I was on the outside of him. He's a lap car, and he just turned right into me. Wasn't anything broke on the car there. There's a whole heck of a lot broke now, though.
It's been a rough day all the way around, earlier in the race and now.
It's been a rough month. Yeah, it has been a lot of fun out there lately, and it's beyond frustrating. And I can't wait to get August over and get in September.
In fact, Richard Petty walked by the beaten and battered 24 car, started laughing, said, "This must be Bristol, not Darlington."
You know who Casey Mears' spotter is? Andy Graves, who used to be Jeff Gordon's roommate.
Really? Bill, what do you got?
That's the left front tire off of Greg Biffle's car. Check, that's the right front tire off Biffle's car. That explains why the handle was going away. Remember, he was losing spots on the track? They took that off during the pit stop, only had 25 pounds of air in it. Should have had at least 34 plus some buildup. So a big break for these guys, Dave.
Checking in with Chad Knaus, his driver is leading the race. Chad, you guys kind of bounced back from a car that was very, very tight early on.
Yeah, we haven't raced here before while the sun's been out and it's been this hot. Every time we've been here, there's been quite a bit of cloud cover. So this is kind of a first race for us here. And, Jimmy's done a great job. He loves this racetrack. And, the team loves racing guys. I'll tell you what, they've had some awesome pit stops and made a lot of adjustments. And, if we get out here with the top 10 in the last race here on Labor Day, that'd just be great for us.
And the brakes on that 48?
Everything's fine. He ran into the back of the 15 a little bit. It pushed in the center of the valance. Fortunately enough, we're out front, so it may not hurt us too bad, but if we get back marked in traffic, it might hurt us just a bit.
All right, thanks, Chad. Alan?
Okay, Jimmy Johnson leading as we come to the restart. Second is Ryan Newman. Kevin Harvick is third. Terry Labonte fourth. Ricky Craven fifth, followed by Jamie McMurray. Bill Elliott, yes, that's Bill up to seventh. Matt Kenseth eighth. Greg Biffle ninth. Jeremy Mayfield 10th.
And Kurt Busch, the 97 car, trying to stay in front of the leader, get a lap back, and a battle for the lead as Ryan Newman goes to the front, the 12 car.
Kurt opened the door, and here comes the charge through it. Newman through to the lead. Junior trying to get one of his laps back. Here comes Kevin Harvick looking under Jimmy Johnson for second. We talked about restarts being interesting today.
They have been an adventure.
Remember, Kurt Busch had to pit under the green flag. He had that, what was it, the left front tire that went down.
And Junior going by the leader, Ryan Newman, trying to get a lap back. He's only 11 laps down right now.
He's got a lot of them to make up.
Good luck, Junior. Keep going.
Jeff Burton, by the way, after the extra pit stop, restarted 17th. He's up to 16th now. Big big jam up behind some slower traffic there.
Big jam up is correct. Kenseth on the inside of Bill Elliott.
7th place there, BP.
Biffle right behind them. Here's Jeremy Mayfield. Which line do you follow?
Well, it all goes to the same line right up against the wall up there. It's real hard for the guy at the bottom to run off the turn 4 on the gas. It's so slippery.
Jeff Green in the 1 car is the 2nd car 1 lap down. He's in 22nd place. The 1st car lap down is Todd Bodine in the 54. He's up ahead of them a little bit. Now Kurt Busch is on the tail end of the lead lap after that restart shuffle we saw. He is in 20th place, hoping for a quick caution. Terry Labonte in the 5. In 7th place, trying to hold off Matt Kenseth and Greg Biffle.
Him trying to get by the lap car of Todd Bodine.
Look who's creeping into the picture behind him there. Bobby Labonte in the 18th.
Jeff Burton on the outside of Robbie Gordon trying to take a spot away. Oh, man.
That's going to be a tight fit there.
That's going to be a tight squeeze. Jeff, he's down there. But he backed off.
Ricky Rudd in the 21. Also in the mix for this.
Jeff Burton watched Jeff Gordon do that back a few years ago.
Yeah.
Squeeze him down going in turn 1.
That cost him some money?
Well, Jeff Gordon won the $1 million that day.
That's right.
So Bobby Labonte is in 13th. Jeff Burton is in 14th. They're trying to get around Ricky Rudd, who's in 12th now in the 21 car. 25 of Joe or they've just gotten around, rather. I'm sorry. Joe Nemechek in the 25 is not on the lead lap. He's 2 laps down in 23rd place. See Tony Stewart there, back on track. 17th place after the extra pit stop a minute ago.
Looked like they were working on the driver. They're like, you know, trying to cool him off or do something to the seat or something. They've been struggling today a little bit.
Dave Burns is in the process of checking out the story with Greg Zipadelli. We'll talk about Tony Stewart more in just a minute. Asked earlier for your votes, your opinions in our singular race talk poll about the move of the Southern 500 from its traditional Labor Day weekend slot to the second to last race of the season. What do you think? Will it become more important, less important, or won't make a difference?
I agree with C.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Won't make a difference.
It will make a difference because it's going to be a little bit cooler. I mean, it's miserable out there today for these drivers, these crews. It's over 90 degrees. The heat index, I'm sure, well over 100 degrees. Come back in November and it'll be nice and comfortable for everyone.
I can't imagine the fans would be upset about that either. They're sitting out in the grandstands when it's 100 degrees.
Bottom line on it is, with all the growth that's happened in Winston Cup racing over the last several years, this race hasn't grown. They're sold out today, but they just sold it out this morning at 9:15, and it's the first time they've sold it out in since about 1997. So they had to do something, or the sport was going to pass the place by.
Yep, I agree with you. Got to do something. They did it, and we'll see next November if the fans here appreciate it and show it like they did today.
The fans will speak.
The fans will speak.
Some fans that I talked with walking up the grandstand today, I said, "You going to be here in November next year?" They said, "Yep, wouldn't miss it." Bill Elliott with a wave to Ricky Craven as he passes him for 5th place, and there'll be more on the move west of NASCAR on NBC Nightly News tonight on your local NBC station. We'll talk about it. They've had a camera crew here in Darlington this weekend, and you can see more on that later tonight on NBC Nightly News. Okay, Dave, how about the 20? You got it checked out for us?
Yeah, Alan, remember on the countdown to green today, I showed you how ice is one option drivers will put in their driver suit to keep their lungs cool and cool their body temperature. Well, Tony Stewart had 2 big bags handed to him during that stop, got him in his suit, could not get his suit zipped back up. You're so tight in there, and you know, he put ice in there, made it even tighter. The guys had to help when he came back in.
Yeah, that's, I'll tell you, that ice on your chest works so good. It does for me. But one thing you have to do is I always put a tie strap and loop the tie strap on the zipper.
because it is hard to zip up your suit when you've got those ice packs in. So I'd have a big old loop on my tie strap to be able to pull it up.
You've got to have that suit zipped because that's your fire protection.
Right. And then the ice will just wind up in your lap. You don't have your suit zipped up.
So Tony Stewart is running in 16th place now, and he's about 13 seconds behind leader Ryan Newman. There's so much time to go here. If you got a problem, that was the time to stop and take care of it. Same thing with Jeff Burton and what Paul Andrews did. There's so many miles left to go. That was the time to stop and be sure.
To make sure that all the lug nuts were in fact tight on the left front. Jeff Burton, there was some concern that they might not have gotten them tight. And the driver has to be comfortable. That's why Tony stopped. He felt like he'd be a better race car driver if he was cooled off a little bit.
And Tony does have one of those loops on his zipper, so he can pull it up.
Race for the 7th and 8th positions. Terry Labonte, Greg Biffle. Is Biffle going to get him here?
Oh, he got close, I know that, to the back bumper.
He makes the cut. Very nice. Biffle with a new crew chief this week. We talked about it earlier. Randy Goss, who was the crew chief with Biffle through his championships in the Craftsman Truck Series and NASCAR Busch Series, now named the Busch Series program manager for Roush Racing. Doug Richard was working with Carl Edwards' NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series team with a good bit of success. And now Doug is heading up the effort for Greg Biffle.
Well, there's something going on with 48 car Jimmy Johnson. He just lost 2 spots up in 3 and 4. 29 car went by, also the 42. Dave, anything going on?
VP, guess what? When they were going to come down pit road right away, they said no changes to the car. When they had all those laps to ride around and think about it, Jimmy said, well, let's go up on the track bar just a little bit to loosen the car up. It's too loose. Had they come down right away, they probably wouldn't have made the change, and he wouldn't be in this situation.
Just like always, when you think about it, your first instinct has to be the right one.
Look at who's coming up behind him to challenge him for a spot. Bill Elliott, very steadily making his way up through the pack. Started the race in 22nd position. At lap 73 was still running 23rd. Then at lap 100 was 17th. At lap 148 was 11th. Last caution he was in 10th. And now he's moving up to 4th.
But Jimmy Johnson, he's in the race. He still is in the race, and that's what he's got to do. Keep it together.
How about the 9 car?
Well, earlier on, Bill was fixing the car on his own on the track. He said, if I ease it in, I'm not too bad. He's really been okay with it all day long, and on the last stop, no changes. Just changed 4 tires and set him on his way.
3-time Southern 500 winner, Bill Elliott, won it in 85, 88, 94. Check out his record here at Darlington as you look at the scoring serial up through the field. This is his 26th Southern 500. In his 25 previous, he's had 18 top 10 finishes. Running at the finish, 22 out of 25. And his average finish is 9th. At Darlington, that's a great record.
Yes, he's very, very impressive at this speedway. Became a celebrity and a very well-known man here in 1985 when he won the Southern 500 at Darlington and won a $1 million bonus.
Money that was unheard of in this sport back then.
Yes.
Next weekend, NASCAR Winston Cup Series moving on to Richmond International Raceway for the Chevy Rock and Roll 400. Going to have a special live performance by Trapped as part of the festivities. You can log on to ChevyRockandRoll.com for details. Check out which performers are teaming up with which Winston Cup drivers. You can also enter a sweepstakes for your chance to win a new Chevy car or truck.
Performance by who?
Trapped.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Hootie and the Blowfish going to be on one of the cars. Michael Waltrip, Sugar Ray on Kevin Harvick's car. Third Eye Blind on Steve Parks. Should be some fun.
All right, Kenseth lost another spot. Yeah, he's back to the 10th spot. And when he hit the wall up in turns 1 and 2, he was the leader of the race. So obviously, there's something amiss, something bent maybe a little bit on the 17 car.
17 is saying there might be some debris out there.
Has it been 40 laps already?
It's been 20. Here, and it's just a piece of rubber, and we shall stay under green.
Boy, that car they just float up to that wall, don't they, Benny?
Oh, they do. They're afraid of that magnet, and I don't blame them.
Ryan Newman is the leader. Kevin Harvick is second. McMurray, Elliott, and Biffle, the rest of the top 5 through the field. We come back to Darlington.